Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie, I'm a video editor, and today we're talking about my April favorites. So buckle up, this one's gonna be really fun. I've never done one of these videos before, but I thought it'd be really fun because I personally love consuming videos from beauty influencers who are talking about their favorites from the previous month. I thought it'd be really fun to see how that would translate onto my channel, where I talk about a lot of video things, a lot of tech things, and overall just creativity. So with these videos, you're gonna see me talk about things that you're not gonna hear on other more bro-y type of video accounts. I mean, let's be honest, a lot of the video production film-centric creators on this app are men, and everything comes from a certain point of view. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I just want to offer a different perspective on production in general, and coming from this lens of I am very girly pop. I love girly things, and so I thought it'd be fun to see how this goes. But yeah, in comparison to accounts that are very like tech central, tech oriented, that's not completely my vibe and my day-to-day, frankly. I am a girly pop through and through, and I want these videos to showcase the products and services that are leaving me feeling creatively inspired. That's what I want for you. So I get that that's not for everybody, but I want that to be kind of like a North Star, just an overarching theme to all of my favorites videos, is this like idea of creative inspiration. So there's a lot of leniency there. You know what I'm saying? So TLDR, you're not gonna see a new camera in every single one of these videos. Okay, let's jump in. My first favorite thing of April is my lighting setup. Hopefully you've noticed a little bit of an improvement from the last couple videos that I've done here in my bonus room. And it's really funny that this is the first of my April favorites because I said, you know, like 2 seconds ago that I wasn't gonna be talking about gear, but the first thing is gear. Go figure. I just have to say, my new lighting setup has been a game changer. I'm obsessed. I'm so excited to play around with these even more, see what they could do. And let me just say, I'm live, laugh, loving it. I got the Godox SL60II Bi set. These were recommended to me by my friend Whitney, who is a product photographer that I work with a lot for Review Beauty. And she's based in Utah, so she always brings these lights to set. And I mean, the imagery speaks for itself. Like, how stunning. So truly, I trust any recommendation she throws my way, and the proof is in the pudding. So if you look on Godox's website, or really if you start to dive into any sort of studio lighting, it can get really overwhelming really quickly. There's a lot of options out there, basically. And for those reasons, I really wanted to break it down as to why I bought this particular set, aside from just Whitney's recommendation. Okay, first up is name recognition. For one, Godox is a very widely recognized brand name for good, solid lighting at a very affordable price. Back when I was photographing weddings, I actually used Godox flashes, and I loved them. They were a really great alternative to Canon flashes, which, I mean, Canon flashes, I don't even remember off the top of my head, but they were, I mean, I want to say like 4 times the price of the Godox equivalent, and I never had issues with my Godox flashes, but the photographers that I would work with would always have issues with their Canon flashes. So just starting there, I was like, okay, I'm listening. Let's get into this Godox situation. And the lights themselves are a great deal. So with this particular light set, the SL60II Bi, that means that for one, you get a really large amount of light output, and for two, you have the flexibility of temperature control. Not all of their studio lights have that temperature control, which that's what the Bi means in the title. And then 60 is the wattage. So the higher the number of the wattage that you're looking at with the kit, the higher the amount of light output. So what you're getting is that light output and the temperature control, all for about under $200 per light, which is a really great deal. If you're just getting into studio lights, there's probably some sticker shock there, but trust me, that's a really good deal. Once you start looking into stuff, you'll see that. Okay, third thing is that they have a Bowens mount. Now this is the nitty-gritty technical stuff. This is the mount that all of your accessories mount onto, your diffusers, grids, those accessories attached to the Bowens mount that's on the light itself. So some companies have their own specific type of mount, which means that you can only use that company's and sometimes even that specific light's accessories. What's nice about a Bowens mount is that a wide variety of companies use a Bowens mount. So it's kind of like a universal standard. So if you have a light with a Bowens mount, you can buy quote unquote off-brand accessories and still be able to use them. So for example, I've been tinkering around with the idea of getting this kind of accessory, this kind of lamp diffuser, which Godox doesn't offer. So it's nice that it has a Bowens mount so I can use it with these lights that I already have and don't have to get a different type of light. So it just expands the range of what you can do with the lights that you already have, which is really nice. You know, you're spending money on something, you want to be able to use it in a wide variety of circumstances. And so having that versatility is really optimal. And my last point with these Godox lights in particular is this kit, this set that I bought, had all of the accessories that I wanted. So you'll see when you go in to look for lights that sometimes they're just selling the light by itself, like literally just the little light cube and the cord. And other times it comes with a kit, various accessories. You kind of have to look into it and see what they're actually offering. But as you can see, to have a functional studio, you need to have quite a few accessories. So this kit came with solid enough tripods. I'm not in need of industrial strength tripods, so the ones that they're providing are good enough. It's coming with a mount reflector, diffusers, and a bag to put everything in. And that bag, I said I want that bag. Everything fits in so nicely. The only issue, honestly, that I'm foreseeing at some point in time in my life is the diffusers. I'm looking at mine right now. It was a doozy to put together. So it's like, in theory, the diffuser is collapsible. Will I do that ever? No, probably not. But everything else fits in the one bag, and it makes it really easy to transport. If I ever go on location, on set, and need video lights, it makes it a lot less of a hassle to have to travel with. My second April favorite is this music video. I mean, how fun is this? But the reason why I wanted to include this in my April favorites is because my former boss edited this video, and it's just such a source of pride and such a fun moment to be like, how cool is this work? Like, I know this guy, you know? And I mean, beyond that, my former boss, his name is Emile. He's so nice and so talented. So it's really nice to see like somebody that you know and know does great work and is just a nice person succeeding, you know? So Emile's like me, and he's more of a traditional editor, meaning that he doesn't do a lot of VFX. So initially my mind starts churning like, what was this process like? Like, how did this happen? What did the start to finish process look like? I'm so intrigued by that. Yeah, and just watching this left me with so many questions, mostly about the workflow, because as I've learned, the more specialists that you involve in any sort of edit, the more complicated things get, particularly for the editor. And the projects that I've worked on for beauty brands they've been nowhere near as intensive as this VFX project. It's been like much more simple things like removing a freckle or cleaning up the way that this product looks, that kind of stuff. So really simple, and just like I get the clean shots and replace them in the timeline. So honestly, I look at this video and I'm like overwhelmed thinking about how this all came to be. And I'm just thinking, I would love to talk to Emile, pick his brain, get some insight into this process, because this is so fascinating to me. And it got me thinking, is that something that you guys would be interested in seeing? Like, if I were to get Emile on the phone or a Zoom call, would that be something interesting to you guys? Let me know. Drop a comment. Okay, so for my next favorite product, we are taking a hard left and talking about these products from this brand called Violette FR. And see, that is the duality of women, isn't it? And really, this is all just because it's creative inspiration for yours truly. And I just wanted to share it with you guys. Now, this brand is one of those that I've been pining after for quite a while. I've had my eyes on their stuff, followed them on Instagram for a while, and recently they came to Sephora, and so I was like, oh, that makes it a lot more accessible. And then the Sephora sale happened, and I said, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart, add to cart. Sorry. Okay, but let me show you the brand's vibes. It's all French girl, and I'm so obsessed. The founder, Violette, is truly so cool. She has a background in painting and fine art. And so I find that that really does inspire her work, the creativity, the ethos of the brand, and the design and the intentionality behind all of these products. One thing in particular I really love is how she incorporates color in such a casual way, which I feel like is very different than what we see typically. Right now, it's not super trendy to do a super bold eye look. Most people kind of flash back to like, oh, it's giving 2014, it's giving 2016. But I think she does it in such a cool, fun, fresh way that is so uniquely her. I mean, who would think, oh, I'm gonna pair a bold burgundy lip with a pair of sweats? I typically wouldn't. And then I see Violette and I'm like, oh, that's so fun and so fresh, so cool. I gotta try it. And I mean, overall, I think what really is so cool is about leaning into what you like, particularly when it goes against the trends. And I find that that's what this brand is doing. I've been using all of these products off and on, and it's just been so much fun. I have to say, I have really loved this U paint. It's YEUX, like your eyes. I fully anticipate purchasing other colors because I do love how it stays. It's got this matte long wear finish, and as somebody who has pretty hooded eyes, like anytime I wear mascara, I just get lines on the back of my eyelids. And when I wore this as eyeliner, I mean, typically eyeliner will transfer also to the back of my eyelids. Not this. Not this. So that's given me pause as to like, okay, maybe next on the docket. So I'm excited to try it with other colors, experiment with different looks. I'll keep you guys posted. But yeah, I mean, overall, I feel like the brand is really inspired. I mean, to me, the brand feels very fresh, something different, something more bold, kind of like a French Urban Decay in a way. Okay, next, my bookkeeper. So I mentioned in a previous video that I started working with a bookkeeper. Well, most of you have probably filed your taxes. Not me. I had to file an extension because I have been so bad about doing my bookkeeping. It has gotten so backlogged, and I've had to go through with a bookkeeper and have her help me sort everything. Well, this last year has been definitely the most complicated year taxes wise. Just, I mean, getting 1099s and W-2s from so many different organizations. And then on top of that, that's not even the complicated part, honestly. The complicated part has been working travel jobs, frankly. Travel jobs where I'm billing for expenses, things are getting reimbursed. Sometimes clients don't pay like exactly what, you know, the Uber costs. They'll just pay a travel expense. And so figuring out how to manage all of that has been overwhelming on my own. And so having a bookkeeper in my back pocket, somebody that I can go through everything with, I've had so many questions for this sweet, sweet lady that's doing my bookkeeping. I wish that I had hired a bookkeeper so much longer ago. I don't want to say that's a regret of mine, but I definitely would have benefited with implementing some sort of system, some sort of like regular check-in to make sure things are set up, as opposed to waiting an entire year to do all of my expenses. It's truly 100% my fault, but Michelle, my bookkeeper, has been a lifesaver in that realm, and I'm about to hop on another call with her today. And yeah, I just want to say I definitely have learned my lesson. I will not be doing that again, procrastinating in that way. And it really has been great to have a bookkeeper in my quote unquote freelancer's toolbox, somebody that I can ask these questions to and who can help me do things correctly. I mean, part of what we've been going through is all the bookkeeping and the, you know, categorization and stuff like that I've just done incorrectly. And so there really is just this peace of mind of having somebody who's qualified, helping me get everything in order. I mean, I'd love to not get audited. I'd love to not have the IRS come for me. And so having somebody that actually knows what they're doing and this is their job and they do this all the time, the peace of mind is just astounding. And I can't wait to have my taxes filed because that's the next step. But yeah, that's something I definitely should have done when I first started freelancing, but I know better now, and you live and learn, I guess. Okay, this next favorite tool is gonna be annoyingly vague, so I apologize in advance, but it's been researching AI tools for editors. I'm still in the thick of researching everything, diving in, testing out tools, so I don't wanna say anything prematurely before I have an actual formed opinion, but let me just say, it's been really fun. And right off the bat, if you have any AI tools that you're really interested in learning about, knowing about, hearing my 2 cents on, whatever, comment below. I'll definitely take a look. So here's the thing. I mean, AI is the name on everyone's lips. It's the hottest, you know, trend that everybody's talking about. And there's a lot of conversation, particularly in the ad space, the creative world, of AI taking over creativity and basically making all of our jobs obsolete. I hear a lot of grumblings and fear. I don't want to say fear mongering, but like just worry for, you know, people like me, people who create for a living, that AI is going to come for our jobs. Yeah, I know a lot of people that are really worried. Personally, I'm not really worried. Yeah, it's been good to help me facilitate and expedite annoying tasks, but I haven't seen anything as of yet that's helping push along the creative process. I've yet to see some AI program that can interpret what a client actually wants. I don't know. I just don't see AI being at the point yet that it knows how to read the room in a way that a human does. And I mean, Lord help us if we get to that point, because that's really freaky and scary. But yeah, I mean, I'm just exploring into this world, trying to get a grasp on what this all means and trying to understand tools that are designed to help facilitate and make my job easier and, you know, save time, because time is money, honey. My last April favorite is almost like silly and funny, but it's this checklist. I found it so helpful as somebody who just stares at screens all day to have something tactile. Like, I cannot explain the feeling of writing down a task. I do my little Pomodoro method with my little boxes and my X's and stuff, but just crossing it off, There's nothing like it. It's so much different than doing a digital to-do list and just checking the box. Ugh, it's not the same. It's not the same in my brain. There's some sort of itch that it scratches, and having this has been really nice. I've actually linked it in my Amazon storefront, but it's from this brand called Graphique. I mean, it's not anything crazy, not anything special. I do really like the simplicity of it. It is kind of big. They had other bigger ones, but this was the smallest one. I can foresee wanting a smaller one in the future, but for now it's nice too because it's pretty big. Write down all the tasks, and then there's also space for notes at the end. You know, sometimes you're on a client call, sometimes it makes more sense to write down notes manually as opposed to like typing, you know. Oftentimes I'm sharing my screen. And yeah, that's just my last April favorite. So let me know what you guys think of this video. This was really fun for me to film, to think about, and I hope that I can do them in the future. If you have any questions about anything, let me know. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, bye.